Welcome to this model. We'll be talking about monetizing your teaching career. We'll talk about writing books and some other educational resources, and we'll also talk about speaking engagement and workshops. You know, the opportunities in the teaching profession is so massive that even if you think teaching is not your last bus stop, you can still make money while being there and make growth for yourself, grow yourself, develop yourself, be so invincible that even your long-term goal, maybe you want to work as a banker or you want to work in tech, those people in those fields will come looking for you even while you teach. So you need to think about being somebody who has a mindset of abundance. How can you monetize your teaching career? The first thing is you need to work extra, work so much. When you work a lot, when you not working a lot to the extent that you don't have time for family or for other things, but that you work so much that you become so good. You don't look at. You must have the practice the principle of working more than paid for at your workplace. When you apply that principle of working more than paid for, it's also called by Napoleon Hill. It's also termed it as law of increasing returns as opposed to the law of diminishing returns. You're supposed to work for 6 hours or 8 hours. If you're supposed to work for 6 hours, you work for 7 extra hours. I mean, 1 extra hour, making seven. You're supposed to work only as a teacher. You also work as a caregiver or a counselor. You're doing something extra. What happens is your skill set that you never thought about, that you had, will be discovered by you. The skill set that are important for you to build more wealth will be discovered by you, will be built because you're doing extra on your job. So when you do more, you make more. By the time you become so good at teaching, people seek you and you can do side hustles. You don't have to leave your 8 to 3 or 8 to 4 teaching because this is your practice ground, this is your training ground. People see you that you're so good, they hire you to teach one-on-one. One-on-one can earn you so much. If you're still a beginner, maybe you can be earning 2K per hour, right? When you develop, you can be earning 5K, 10K, 20K, even 50K per hour. I mean it. It's possible. But you won't get to that level if you don't build yourself to that level. You can even be paid in dollars. $20, $50 per hour. It depends on how you build yourself. But you won't be able to get to that level if you don't do well in class. If you're teaching in a school where your workload is not so much, you must develop yourself. You must do extra. You may decide to stay 30 minutes extra to work on the weaknesses of some students in some areas. Some people will call you stupid, but they wouldn't realize that you're developing yourself because the more you do, the better you get. That is just the principle. While monetizing, you can also do educational consulting. The things you're learning in this school that you're being developed, they don't need to send you trainings before you go for trainings. You must search for trainings, physical or virtual, paid or free, a lot of free trainings. Look for them. You can also decide to work with some other schools during your break period, holiday, or even midterm. Schools that you see that are lower than your school, write to them. You want to go and train your teachers for free. A lot of people don't realize that when you do for free, it brings in money for you. The bulk of my money I've made much more money from free jobs than from paid jobs. So do for free where you presently work, do for free in some other places. The knowledge you have in training, write to a school, I want to come and train your school. You know they are much lower than your school. They are most likely going to allow you to come to train their school. You train them. Before you know it, they're giving you money for transport. Before you know it, you yourself will realize that I actually can make this a business. And then you can package yourself more. Before you know it, you become an educational consultant. You can sell digital products. You can make some lessons. There are people on YouTube, on Facebook that teach, and because they're making content on Facebook, on YouTube, they're getting paid because of the number of views. You can monetize your teaching. Let's talk about writing books and educational resource materials. It's possible for you to write books. We are a kind of creature that are given to complaints. We don't get to think about, okay, if there's a problem, how can I solve it? If you solve problems, you make money. You can write books either on your subject area, or you can write books for teachers or for students, and then you sell. The more you make, the more you sell. There are platforms you can put your book. You can make even courses. Yes, that can sell. Just make the courses. They're very passive, and then you make money. Speaking engagement, I would say that making courses, I've done that, but not made money from it. But when you talk about monetizing teaching, I tell people that my biggest private coaching I've gotten, in my earlier years though, was as I left private practice, as I left medical practice, full time medical practice. I got, teaching, and what I was earning, teaching 2 hours a day, just 2 hours a day, and working just 4 days a week. What I was earning was more than what I was earning as a medical doctor in hospital practice. I was assistant HOD. And so you can imagine, it's not about the teaching itself. Teaching is not what doesn't give you money. It's you that is not able to package yourself to seek what you need to seek to get paid for what you want. So you can write books. You can also get speaking. I've done a lot of speaking engagement to make money too. You go out to talk, you get paid. So that means also as a teacher, beyond grooming yourself to be a good teacher, you also need to develop your speaking skills. You develop your speaking skills through talking to your colleagues where you teach presently. The more you talk, the better you get. And you have to break the jinx. You just have to do something about it. You need to talk to people. Start with talking to one or two, then make it 5, then make it 10, and you have to prepare yourself. When you have things to talk about, if you don't have experience, you may not have so much to talk about. And the better you are at convincing people, persuading people, the more they want to listen to you, and the more they want to call you back. I have made this resolution that every speaking engagement I want to make it a pitch. A pitch is a situation where you have the opportunity to talk about what you do so that people can patronize you. So every speech is a pitch for me. Practice makes perfect. When you keep talking, keep practicing, you get better. Leverage your unique knowledge to create paid events. I talked about creating a niche for yourself. You have to find a way of making a unique path for yourself in this profession, and this makes the difference. We'll be moving to creating a brand. Thank you for listening.